Okay, so let me show you the rig setup I've put on my truck. Where I've done an attachment there. At the bottom part is a battery bank for the cameras I use. That's a cable running up, and then I've used like a window suction cup with a clamp on, and then there she goes, the 360. And that's the rig setup. Before I had it set up on the back there, but I got too much wobble. You know, and you can't have the stick out too far. Again, you get that bounce like you've seen on some of the other videos. So basically, that's the setup I have. Yeah, so I'll just dismantle it and show you. And I'll screw this. Basically, a couple of screws in the panel. It's not totally fixed because I don't want it permanent. Yep. And again, I shall hold this without dropping it. There you go. And that's all it is, just a window clamp with a clamp on there and a clamp there. And here's the 360. Okay, so let me give you a rundown of how I set everything up and how I come to do the edits and make a 360 video. So here's the setup, and then I'll go through and show you what's what. So here's the Insta360. I'll take the lens cover off. It's like a rubber just to protect the two lenses. So there's one lens and there's the other lens, and basically this is your blind spot. Okay, so it takes an image from this side at 180, this one at 180, and then it stitches them together to get the 360. So this is part of the twin edition, so you get a 4K wide angle f2.8 16.4mm equivalent lens, and then on here you've got the brains. That's this part here, and it all comes apart just by unclipping the battery, and it is waterproof up to, I think, down to about 5 meters. So, and then just clips apart like that. Then I can put the 4K on like so, and then clip the battery on. That's the thing there, and then just hook that like so. Make sure you put these hooks in first. Look, got the wrong way. No, I had it the right way. Come on. And that just clips and locks. Yeah. And that's the 4K setup. As easy as that. So it works in the same principle as the Osmo Action or the DJI Osmo Action or the GoPro, you know. So it's the same sort of setup. It's only a little bit bigger. The battery life on this is about 1 hour. But on, as you see on the pole setup, I use like one of these batteries. This is a 5 volt 2 amp 6800 milliamp battery. I use it for charging any cameras up, whether it's the Osmo or this, and basically that fits at the bottom of the pole with the cable running up, as I showed you on here. So basically this is the end part. I have enough slack on there so that comes up the side, and that plugs into the charging port for the camera, and then it runs down the pole. Now I have it wrapped a few times because I don't want it too high, and then this just screws on like so, and then I just wrap that around a few times and plug that into here, and then I screw this part onto the bottom mount on the car. So that's the pole setup. I've got it probably about just over a meter 30, meter 40 high, because I don't want it too high. Like I say, if you put it too high, then you can start getting that wobble effect, so the car looks like it's bouncing all over, but the distance is steady. Because with this setup, the 360 setup, I'll just put this back to 360. Oh God, Bryan, thought I put it the right way. Okay, so the setup for the 360, just clip that back in. Then you get the housing, and as you can see, there's just a very narrow screw thread which goes on top of the pole, and I'll just fit that inside. Make sure you line up. I'll show you on here. So you got your recording power button here, and make sure when you're fitting it, the record and the power button fit in the right place, unless it will not work. So just clip that in, and that's it, ready to rock and roll, ready to go. Okay, so like I say, right, most important thing, so you don't see the pole. How you don't see the pole? Because like I say, you got a lens there and a lens there, and whatever is in between, it doesn't see. So when you're fitting the pole, I'm going to use this as a demonstration. So I'll screw the battery on here. When you're doing 360, you must make sure it's straight up and down, because if you tilt it like that, then it's going to see the pole, you know, in the shot. So when you're doing 360, always make sure it's straight. So if you tilt it like that, or tilt it like that, it will never see the pole or the stick. Okay, right, now for how I do the edit. Okay, on here I actually use my mobile as well, so I can start and stop record while I'm in the car. And what I normally do, every 5 to 10 minutes I'll stop it and then start it again, because it takes a while to render in the camera to save all that information, because it's, remember, it's a 360 degree view, so there's a lot of information to render and save the file. If you do for longer than that, it can take a long time to render, and when I first did this, I encountered this problem, and I wanted to drive around, do more videos, and I had to wait for over 30 minutes before we'd finish rendering. So I had a 30-minute video. I'll only record up to 30 minutes at a time, but it does take nearly 30 minutes just to render it. So if you do 5-minute intervals, then it takes roughly about 40 seconds, 30 seconds or something like that to render, and then save the file, and then just start recording again from the app. You can do all the setups, all your aperture setups, your ISO setups, and that you can do from your app, the phone. It's the Insta360 app. Right, where I just use the port here, which is a C port connector to my computer, and I just download it straight onto into a folder that I want to save. Then it saves it as an INS file, not an MPEG-4 file. So then it's got to be converted, and then it's like laid out like that, you know. So you're not actually seeing a 360 video straight away. It's actually pulls it out, so you get this funny shape. So what you got to do, you got to pull it into the software, the PC software, which is free to download, free to use, and that is converts it into an MP4 file. Okay, so here we are in Insta360 Studio. I have 10 files here. I've done about 3 since last night. This one here is 12 minutes long, and it's been running for 2.5 hours, and it's only at 74%, nearly 4 hours just to render each video clip here. So this is what I've got to do to convert from an INSV file to MPEG-4. Yeah. So and that's the file sizes for like a 10-minute video, 10 to 12-minute video, 13 gigabytes. So much fun. When I've converted it from an INS file to an MP4 file, then I go into Filmora, the Filmora software I use. You can use Premiere Pro. You can use quite a few programs to use for doing any editing. Like if you want to cut certain sections out, you can actually do it in the program, but you can't stitch all your videos in. I've tried in the Insta360 Studio program to stitch many videos together. It doesn't do it. It just lets you do one at a time. Anyway, so once I've done that, then I go into Filmora, and then I can stitch all the videos together. You know, I'll just put like a dissolve fade or something like that in, so it just blends it nice. If I want to add the music in, which I do that in Filmora. If I want to do any enhancement, color corrections and stuff like that, I can do that in Filmora. And then after that's done, then I export it. It does take a long time. Right, once all that's done, then I can check it out on the computer, make sure everything's working. Okay, once it's converted, okay, don't worry about the flickering at the moment, because that's just the GPU just running high at the moment and it's getting bitrated, but when it finishes it's okay. So basically after it becomes an MP4, it's like this. So as you can see, I can spin it around in on the computer. So that's it, yeah. But I'll show you what's like when it's in. That's what's normally like when you pull it from the camera, you know. And then once you've converted it, you can actually use it as a 360. Okay. So once that's done, let me close this down. But to see it on YouTube in 360, you've got to what you call inject a meta file onto the video, so YouTube knows it's a 360 video. Okay. Metadata injector. So then we've got to find the file. So come in here. So I'll just pull up any one of these, which is these two are 360. That's the video from I'm doing now. So I'll just pull that up. Then there's the file there. Once I've opened that, right, I want to use this as 360. Then inject the metadata into the same save, and it'll say injected on the end of the file. Yeah, I want to save it in. Yeah, that's right. So I'll just make sure it's in the right folder. And save. Now, there we go. So now it's converting the file for YouTube. So and this is what I do just to make these 360 videos. It's not a fast process to do 360 videos, but why I'd started doing 360 videos is just show you guys from doing a normal wide angle camera view of patio like you see a lot of people do. I thought, okay, I want to do something different. I want to do a 360 where you can control where to look, you know. And now a lot of people don't know how to do this in YouTube. They see it and they say, oh, well, that looks a bit crap, because they don't know they can actually move the video. Right. So here on the phone here, you see you've got the goggles, and you can change the angle. So if I want to do that, then I've got the full. But you just touch the screen, and it will actually move, so you're getting the reflection of the tree in front of me. But yeah, you can see you can do that. This is the first one I did, so you've got like a dark black spot there and then one above. I didn't really know much about the program at the time. It was my first attempt, you know, of doing that, you know. So, but you've also, like I say, you've got come back. You've got these like goggles. So if you've got them VR goggles that you can put your phone in, and what it does, I'll show you. If I hit VR, come on, no, come on, VR. Then what you've got two pictures like that. So when you're in the VR, no matter how you move your phone, so if I move the phone, sorry about the reflection, I don't know if you can see that, but the picture, it's not very good anyway. Sorry. The picture, the video moves. So if you turn left, it goes left. If you move right, it goes right. On the computer, you can actually use your mouse to go left and right. But I just think it's a neat thing from the phone, you know, where you can actually do 360 just by moving your phone. So if you go left, it moves the camera left. Go right, moves right, what have you, you know. On the TV, I haven't tried it yet, but it puts the video out at 4K. If I do 360, it puts it out at 4K, but the quality's not 100%. Even though this is a 5.7K 360 30 frames per second camera, because it's got to do all that, the 360 view, it does start to lose quality, you know. Not like there's a 4K, you get 4K, even for the module you get 4K, but it's still pretty good. And like I say, you got the advantage of seeing all the way around, you know, wherever I'm going you can see. So right, what I've done now, sorry I've talked on a bit too much, but what I've done today is I've drove from North Pattaya Road onto the motorway and turned off to Utapao, the new Highway 7 that I've just built, all the way to Utapao Airport, and I timed it and checked the distance. So it was 37 kilometers from North Pattaya Road to Utapao Airport, driving along the new motorway, and that took me 27.5 minutes. Right, and then on the way back from Utapao all the way back to North Pattaya, going along Sukhumvit Road, it took me, that was 39 kilometers, but took me 50 minutes. So obviously it's much quicker, you know. So I thought I'd do this and show you guys, you know, in 360. And it's the first time for me to travel on the new motorway, even though I've done about 4 other videos about the build of the motorway. Today was the first opportunity I got while we had good weather to do this. So anyway, I want you to watch these videos, you know, and see what you think, you know. There's a lot of view on it, so enjoy. Okay, catch you on the next one, guys. Bye for now.